Have you ever wondered why, even after eating healthy and walking daily, your legs still feel weaker, stiffer, and heavier than before? Dr. Arjun Mehra, with over 30 years of experience in the US and India, has seen this countless times among seniors. Many believe it's just aging. But here's the shocking truth. Sometimes the very fruits we trust the most are quietly making our legs weaker. Take Mr. Ramesh from Delhi, for example. He ate bananas every morning, thinking they gave him strength. Yet over time, his ankles swelled, and climbing stairs felt like climbing a mountain. Or Auntie Latha from Mumbai, who loved her evening grapes. Slowly, she began waking up at night with burning pain in her toes. You see, not all fruits are the same for people over 60. Citrus fruits like oranges can quietly irritate your joints. Pineapples, with their hidden acids and sugars, can slowly damage circulation in your legs. Even green apples, thought to be safe, may cause stiffness and cramps. But here's the hope. Choosing the right fruits, like berries, avocado, or papaya, can reduce inflammation, bring back energy, and help you walk with confidence again. Aging doesn't mean weakness. With small changes, one fruit at a time, you can reclaim strength, mobility, and joy in your steps. Sweet and harmless as they look, grapes may secretly be feeding the very pain in your joints. 1. Grapes. For decades, grapes have been seen as a golden fruit for health. Small, easy to snack on, and full of antioxidants, they're often praised for protecting the heart and slowing aging. But for people over 60, behind that sweet, refreshing taste lies a hidden danger for your legs and joints. Take the story of Mr. Prakash, 68, from Bangalore. Every evening, he would sit on his veranda, reading the newspaper while enjoying a bunch of fresh grapes. He believed they kept his body strong and his blood flowing smoothly. Yet over time, he noticed his feet swelling slightly at night, his toes becoming stiff and sharp stabbing pain waking him up in the middle of the night. At first, he thought, this is just old age catching up. But after a checkup, his doctor explained the truth. The fructose in grapes was quietly raising his uric acid levels, one of the main culprits behind gout and joint inflammation. For younger people, the body can handle fructose more efficiently. But after 60, the liver and kidneys slow down, allowing uric acid to build up in the joints, especially in the toes, ankles, and knees. The result? Heavy, stiff calves, difficulty walking, and sudden nighttime pain that feels like being pierced by needles. The tricky part with grapes is that they're so small and easy to eat. Before you realize it, 1 or 2 bunches can push your sugar intake far beyond a safe level. This doesn't mean seniors must ban grapes completely. But if you often struggle with stiff joints, swollen ankles, or sharp night pain, it may be time to cut back on your daily grapes. Instead, try switching to fruits that are lower in sugar and higher in anti-inflammatory power, like blueberries or mulberries. That's the key to keeping your steps steady and your movements flexible, even as the years go by. Sweet, soft, and trusted for muscle strength, bananas may actually be silently adding heaviness and swelling to your legs. 2. Bananas. For decades, bananas have been seen as a perfect fruit. Soft, sweet, and rich in potassium, they're often recommended to boost energy, prevent cramps, and support muscle health. But for people over 60, bananas may not be as friendly as they appear. Take the story of Mr. Vijay, 72, from Chennai. Every morning, he began his day with 2 bananas, believing they gave him strength and kept him active during his morning walks. Over time, however, his legs started to feel heavier, his calves tight, and climbing stairs became a real challenge. Some afternoons his ankles even swelled, making it uncomfortable to stand for long periods. When he finally visited his doctor, the explanation surprised him. The natural sugars and fast-digesting starches in bananas were causing spikes in his blood sugar, leading his body to retain fluid and triggering swelling and joint discomfort. The truth is, as we age, metabolism slows down. The quick sugars in bananas are absorbed too rapidly, putting extra strain on blood vessels and circulation. When this happens repeatedly, the result is swollen feet, stiff knees, and aching muscles, even after simple activities like walking or standing. Many seniors assume this heaviness is just a normal part of aging, without realizing that eating too many bananas may quietly be making things worse. This doesn't mean seniors must give up bananas entirely. A small banana in the morning, paired with fiber or protein, can still be beneficial. But if you often notice swelling, heavy legs, or pain while climbing stairs, it may be time to rethink how many bananas you eat each day. Remember, there are other fruits that are gentler on aging joints, helping you stay strong and mobile without the burden of unnecessary heaviness in your steps. Bright, fresh, and full of vitamin C, oranges may look like the perfect morning fruit. But for aging joints, that burst of citrus can quietly turn into stiffness and pain. 3. Oranges. Oranges have long been a symbol of freshness and vitality. For many families, especially seniors, starting the day with a glass of orange juice feels like the perfect habit to boost immunity and load up on vitamin C. And yes, for younger people, this can be a wonderful choice. But once you cross the age of 60, this harmless fruit may quietly worsen joint pain and stiffness. Take the story of Mrs. Shalini, 66, from Pune. She believed in a fruit-rich diet and made fresh orange juice every morning. Yet over the past year, she noticed her hips and knees growing stiffer, especially after sitting and reading for long stretches. Standing up became harder, and sometimes she needed to lean against the wall just to walk. Her steps felt unusually heavy. A medical checkup revealed what she never expected. The citric acid in oranges was silently irritating her joints. Here's why. When citric acid enters the bloodstream, it doesn't just stay in the stomach. In seniors, whose circulation is weaker and joints already more sensitive, this acid can inflame soft tissues, turning a healthy fruit into a trigger for swelling and stiffness. The result: achy hips, swollen knees, and that frustrating morning stiffness that makes each step painful. The tricky part is that most seniors, like Mrs. Shalini, believe oranges are purely beneficial. That belief keeps them from connecting their daily glass of orange juice with their increasing discomfort. This doesn't mean oranges must be completely banned. But instead of a full glass every morning, seniors may be better off reducing their intake or replacing it with fruits that are less acidic and more joint-friendly, like blueberries, papaya, or mulberries. These alternatives still provide vitamins, but without fueling inflammation. Remember, light and flexible steps in your 60s and beyond come not from how much orange juice you drink, but from choosing fruits that truly match your body's needs at this stage of life. Sometimes, saying no to a familiar fruit like the orange can be the secret to keeping your legs strong, steady, and pain-free. Crisp, sweet, and often seen as a lighter choice, red pears may look innocent, but for aging bodies, they can quietly add sugar and strain to your joints. 4. Red pears. At first glance, red pears seem like one of the most innocent fruits you could choose. Their crisp bite, natural sweetness, and attractive color make them feel like the healthier option compared to sugary desserts. Many seniors add them to their daily diet, believing they are light, refreshing, and safe. But the truth is, once you cross the age of 60, red pears can quietly deliver more sugar than your body can comfortably handle, and that hidden load may slowly burden your joints, circulation, and legs. Take the story of Mrs. Kavita, 70, from Jaipur. She loved red pears and often enjoyed them as an afternoon snack. She believed they kept her weight under control and provided natural energy. But over the months, she began to notice swelling around her ankles in the evenings, stiffness in her knees, and a heavy sensation in her calves after short walks. At first, she blamed her age. Yet during a health consultation, her doctor pointed out something she never suspected. The sugar in red pears, though natural, was still spiking her blood glucose. Combined with slower metabolism at her age, this led to water retention, swelling in her joints, and recurring discomfort in her legs. Here's what happens. Unlike younger bodies that quickly burn off excess sugar, seniors process it more slowly. That means even fruits considered moderately sweet can create blood sugar swings. Over time, these swings weaken circulation, especially in the legs where blood flow is already less efficient. The result? Puffy ankles, stiff knees, and the feeling that every step requires more effort than before. The tricky part is that pears don't feel heavy or indulgent. They taste light and refreshing, which makes it easy to eat more than you realize. 2 or 3 pears in a day may feel harmless, but the accumulated sugar adds up, especially when the body is less capable of balancing blood sugar levels. For seniors already struggling with arthritis or poor circulation, this extra stress only deepens the problem. Does this mean red pears are forbidden? Not necessarily. One small pear, eaten with a bit of protein or fiber, may still be fine. The key is moderation and awareness. Seniors who are experiencing swollen feet, stiff knees, or aching calves should rethink how often they are reaching for this fruit. Replacing red pears with lower sugar, anti-inflammatory fruits like papaya, berries, or avocado can be a better choice to support joint health and circulation. The lesson from Mrs. Kavita's story is simple. Even fruits that look safe may carry hidden risks as we age. By being mindful of what you eat and making small adjustments, you can protect your joints, ease the heaviness in your legs, and continue walking through life with strength and freedom. Crisp, sour, and often praised as the healthier apple, green apples may not be as innocent as they look, especially when it comes to aging joints and tired legs. 5. Green apples. Green apples have a reputation for being the healthy choice. Their crisp bite, slightly sour taste, and lower sweetness compared to red apples often make them the fruit of choice for people trying to control sugar or watch their weight. Many seniors believe they are making the smarter decision by choosing a green apple over a sweeter option. But the reality is, for those over 60, green apples can sometimes bring more harm than good, quietly triggering discomfort in the joints and legs. Take the story of Mr. Dinesh, 69, from Ahmedabad. He prided himself on maintaining a disciplined lifestyle. Every evening after his walk, he would reward himself with a sliced green apple. To him, it was the perfect snack, light, refreshing, and guilt-free. Yet, over the past year, he noticed his knees becoming stiffer, especially in the mornings. Sometimes, after a late-night apple, he would wake up with cramps in his calves or an odd burning sensation in his thighs. Slowly, his once brisk morning walks turned into shorter, heavier steps. When he mentioned this to his doctor, the explanation surprised him. The malic acid and hidden sugars in green apples were irritating his joints and causing subtle swings in blood sugar, both of which contributed to his discomfort. Here's why this happens. The tangy, sour taste of green apples comes from malic acid. While younger bodies may tolerate this well, in older adults, the gut lining and joint tissues are far more sensitive. Over time, malic acid can act like a small irritant, inflaming soft tissues and making existing stiffness worse. Seniors who already struggle with arthritis or chronic inflammation may find that eating green apples only fuels the fire. Instead of waking up refreshed, they wake up with stiff knees, aching hips, or that dull heaviness in the legs. Then there's the sugar. Green apples may taste less sweet than red ones, but they still contain a significant amount of natural sugar. For aging bodies with slower metabolisms, even that smaller amount can create fluctuations in blood glucose. These spikes and drops may not cause immediate pain, but they gradually weaken circulation and lead to symptoms like nighttime cramps, morning stiffness, or calf fatigue when climbing stairs. Many seniors dismiss these as just part of aging, but the fruit they think is helping them may in fact be part of the problem. The danger with green apples is how easy they are to eat without thinking. Many seniors, like Mr. Dinesh, enjoy them raw as a quick snack or even right before bed, not realizing that this habit leaves their body dealing with acid and sugar throughout the night. Instead of rest and recovery, their joints are quietly irritated, leading to restless evenings and more stiffness in the morning. Does this mean green apples must be avoided completely? Not at all. The key lies in moderation and timing. Eating a small portion during the day, paired with protein or fiber, can help reduce the sugar spike. But relying on green apples as a daily or nightly snack can, over time, create more harm than good. Seniors experiencing unexplained stiffness, cramps, or heaviness in their legs should consider reducing their intake and observing whether symptoms improve. Better alternatives exist. Fruits like papaya, berries, or avocado are not only easier on the joints, but also provide anti-inflammatory benefits and steady energy. Unlike green apples, they won't overload your body with acid or hidden sugars. Switching to these choices can mean the difference between waking up stiff and sore, or starting the day with light, confident steps. Mr. Dinesh's experience teaches us something important. Even fruits that seem harmless and healthy can work differently in an aging body. What supported us in youth doesn't always support us later in life. By paying closer attention, making small adjustments, and choosing fruits that truly match our body's needs at this stage, seniors can keep their joints flexible, their circulation strong, and their legs steady for the years ahead. Guava may look like a vitamin-packed superfruit, but for seniors, its hidden acids and digestive effects can quietly stir up discomfort in the stomach and stiffness in the joints. 6. Guava. Guava is often celebrated as one of the great superfruits. It is rich in vitamin C, sometimes even more than oranges, packed with antioxidants and loaded with fiber to aid digestion. In many homes across India, guava is seen as a daily protector, a fruit that strengthens immunity and keeps the body light and clean. For younger people, this reputation may be well-deserved. But for seniors, the picture is more complicated. What looks like a simple, nourishing fruit can sometimes become a quiet source of discomfort, irritating the stomach, straining circulation, and even aggravating joint pain. Take the story of Mr. Raghavan, 72, from Coimbatore. For years, he enjoyed guava straight from his garden. He believed it was his shield against colds and weakness, often eating 1 or 2 every day. But over time, he noticed troubling changes. His stomach felt bloated more often, his bowels became irregular, and, strangely, his legs felt heavier in the evenings. Swelling around his ankles appeared more frequently, and walking upstairs left his calves tight and sore. At first, he blamed old age. But during a routine checkup, his doctor explained that guava, though healthy in some ways, was not working well with his aging body. Here's why. Guava contains high levels of organic acids, which give the fruit its distinctive tang. While these acids may aid digestion in small amounts, in seniors they can irritate a stomach lining that has grown thinner and more sensitive with age. This irritation doesn't stop in the gut. It can trigger inflammation in other tissues, including the joints. For someone already dealing with arthritis, the acids in guava can subtly worsen stiffness in the knees, discomfort in the hips, or heaviness in the legs after meals. Then there's the fiber. Guava is known for its high fiber content, but too much of it, especially eaten raw, can actually backfire. In seniors whose digestion is slower, excessive fiber can lead to constipation, bloating, or abdominal pain. This digestive strain doesn't just stay in the stomach. It creates pressure throughout the body, often showing up as water retention and swelling in the lower limbs. What feels like a healthy snack can gradually leave the legs feeling tired, tight, and less steady. Another overlooked factor is the sugar content. Guava may not taste as sweet as mangoes or grapes, but it still carries natural sugars. For aging bodies with weaker insulin control, these sugars can cause subtle fluctuations in blood glucose. Over time, these fluctuations weaken circulation, reducing the flow of oxygen and nutrients to the muscles. The result? Calves that cramp at night, ankles that swell by evening, and a sense of fatigue that makes walking less enjoyable. The challenge with guava is that it feels safe. It grows locally, is inexpensive, and has been eaten by generations without concern. This familiarity makes it easy to overlook the signals, like swollen feet or stiff joints, that suggest it may no longer be the right choice for older bodies. Many seniors continue eating it daily, believing they are protecting their health, when in fact they may be making their discomfort worse. Does this mean guava should be eliminated entirely? Not necessarily. Moderation is the key. Eating guava once in a while, and not on an empty stomach, may still offer benefits. Pairing it with protein or other foods can help balance its effects. But relying on it every day, especially in large amounts, can be risky for those already struggling with leg weakness, swelling, or arthritis. Better alternatives are available. Papaya, for example, is also tropical, soft, and rich in vitamins, but it is gentler on the stomach and contains enzymes that actively reduce inflammation. Berries provide antioxidants without high acidity or heavy fiber. Avocados offer healthy fats that cushion joints and stabilize blood sugar. Even pears, eaten in moderation, give natural sweetness without the same digestive burden. Mr. Raghavan eventually made this shift. He replaced his daily guava with papaya 3 times a week and added a handful of blueberries when he could find them in the market. Within a month, he noticed his digestion becoming smoother, his evening ankles swelling reduced, and his legs feeling lighter during morning walks. His story is not unusual. It is a reminder that our bodies change with age, and the foods that once worked for us may no longer serve us in the same way. The lesson of guava is simple. Even the most celebrated fruits are not universally good. For seniors, Health is not about eating more of everything, but about eating wisely, choosing the fruits that truly support strength, circulation, and joint comfort. By paying attention to how your body responds and making small adjustments, you can keep your steps steady, your stomach calm, and your days filled with the freedom to move without pain. 7. Pineapple. Pineapple has always carried the image of a healing fruit. Bright yellow, tropical, and refreshing, it's praised for containing the enzyme bromelain, which many believe helps reduce inflammation and improve digestion. For decades, magazines, health columns, and even doctors have suggested pineapple as a natural remedy for arthritis or joint pain. But what very few talk about is how this fruit behaves differently inside an aging body. For seniors, pineapple may not be the friend it appears to be. Instead, its sugar, acids, and hidden side effects can slowly wear down circulation, stiffen joints, and drain strength from the legs. Let's look at the story of Mrs. Anita, 67, from Hyderabad. She had always been careful about her diet, and when her arthritis began to bother her, she turned to pineapple. It's anti-inflammatory, she thought, adding a few slices to her breakfast every other morning. At first, she felt good, but after some months, she started noticing something odd. Her ankles felt swollen by the evening, her calves grew heavy after even short walks, and her knees stiffened whenever she stood up after sitting for too long. She brushed it off as just aging, until one day the dull ache in her thighs kept her awake at night. During a medical checkup, her doctor explained that while bromelain does have anti-inflammatory properties, pineapple is also loaded with natural sugars and acids that can quietly worsen problems for people her age. Here's what happens inside the body. Pineapple is high in natural sugar, which enters the bloodstream quickly. For younger people with strong circulation, this sugar surge is often managed well. But for seniors, whose blood vessels are more delicate and whose metabolism has slowed, the spike in blood sugar can damage the tiny capillaries that feed the legs and feet. Over time, these small vessels lose efficiency, meaning less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach the muscles. The result? Tired calves, swelling around the ankles, and the heavy, dragging sensation that makes even a short walk feel exhausting. Then there's the acidity. Pineapple is naturally acidic, and while that tangy flavor might taste refreshing, it can irritate already inflamed joints. For someone with arthritis or chronic stiffness, pineapple can feel like fuel on a fire. Instead of soothing the knees, hips, and ankles, it may worsen inflammation, leading to stiffness, morning pain, or swelling after standing for long periods. Some seniors even report that their legs feel weaker or heavier the day after eating pineapple. Though they rarely suspect the fruit is the cause, the hidden risk goes even further. The bromelain in pineapple, though beneficial in some ways, can interact with common medications, especially blood thinners. For seniors who already take medication for heart disease or circulation issues, this interaction can make the medicine either too strong or less effective, creating further risks. Because the effects are subtle and develop slowly, many seniors never connect their increased leg discomfort with their pineapple habit. One of the trickiest things about pineapple is that its harm doesn't appear suddenly. You don't eat a slice and immediately feel pain. Instead, the changes creep in quietly. You might feel a bit more fatigued after climbing stairs. Your ankles may swell slightly more than usual after sitting. The stiffness in your knees may seem to last a little longer each morning. Over months or years, these small changes add up until your mobility feels significantly reduced. Does this mean pineapple must be banned completely? Not at all. A few small pieces once in a while, especially when paired with other foods, may still be fine. But for seniors already struggling with swelling, unexplained heaviness, or worsening joint pain, it's wise to cut back and observe whether the symptoms improve. Moderation is key, and so is awareness. Safer alternatives exist. Fruits like papaya provide similar digestive benefits without the harsh acidity. Cherries can lower uric acid and reduce burning joint pain. Avocado delivers healthy fats that cushion joints and improve circulation without spiking blood sugar. Even berries, like blueberries or raspberries, are low in sugar and high in antioxidants, offering real support for aging legs. Mrs. Anita eventually made the switch. She limited her pineapple intake to just once or twice a month and replaced her daily fruit with papaya and berries. Within weeks, she noticed her ankles swelling less, her morning stiffness easing, and her evening walks becoming lighter and more enjoyable. "I never thought something so simple could make such a difference," she said. Her story is not unique. It's a reminder that even healthy foods must be reconsidered as we age. The lesson here is clear. Not everything that looks fresh and vibrant is truly harmless for an aging body. Pineapple, while beneficial in certain contexts, can be a hidden culprit for leg fatigue and joint pain in seniors. By being mindful and making small adjustments, you can protect your joints, reduce inflammation, and keep your steps strong and steady. Aging doesn't mean giving up delicious fruits. It means choosing the ones that truly support your health at this stage of life. Aging is often described as a slow surrender. The knees that once climbed stairs with ease now protest. The legs that carried us for decades now feel heavy, and nights are interrupted by cramps or stiffness that seem to appear from nowhere. For many seniors, these changes are accepted as the price of growing older. But the truth is far more hopeful. Much of what we experience in our 60s and beyond is not just age. It is the result of choices we make every single day, often without realizing their impact. And one of the biggest influences is the food we put on our plates. For decades, fruits have been hailed as the very symbol of health. Doctors, teachers, and parents have all told us, eat more fruit. And while this advice holds true in many ways, what is rarely discussed is how fruits interact differently with the aging body. Fruits like pineapple, bananas, grapes, oranges, guavas, green apples, and pears are celebrated for their nutrients. But for seniors, they may quietly contribute to the very problems we are trying to avoid. Hidden sugars spike blood glucose, acids irritate tissues and inflame joints, and certain compounds interfere with circulation or even medications. The result isn't always immediate. It doesn't hit you the way a bad fall or sudden illness does. Instead, it builds silently over time, ankle swelling that gets a little worse each week, a heaviness in your calves after short walks, a stiffness in your knees that lingers longer every morning. By the time you realize it, months or even years may have passed. But here lies the empowering truth. These problems are not inevitable. You have the power to change the story. By recognizing which fruits to limit and which to embrace, you can reduce inflammation, protect circulation, and give your body the support it needs to stay strong. This doesn't mean giving up on fruits altogether. It means becoming wiser about your choices. Fruits like blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries bring antioxidants that soothe inflammation. Papaya offers enzymes that support digestion and joint comfort. Avocado cushions your joints with healthy fats and keeps blood sugar steady. Even cherries, in moderation, can help lower uric acid and calm burning pain in the toes and knees. These are not restrictions. They are opportunities to give your body what it truly needs at this stage of life. Think of it this way. Every meal is a chance to invest in your future. A single swap, a bowl of berries instead of grapes or papaya instead of pineapple, can create small improvements that grow into real, noticeable change. Imagine waking up without stiff knees, climbing stairs without heaviness, or walking through your neighborhood with ease and confidence. These are not dreams. They are achievable outcomes of small mindful decisions. The lesson from all the stories we've explored is clear. Aging does not have to mean losing strength or independence. It is not about surrendering to pain, but about adapting with wisdom. Your body is still capable of healing, still able to grow stronger, and still eager to support you if you support it in return. So as you look at your fruit bowl tomorrow morning, remember this: health is not about eating more or following habits from decades ago. It is about eating right for the body you have now. By choosing wisely, you're not just preventing pain, you are reclaiming the joy of movement, the lightness in your steps, and the confidence to keep living fully. Aging gracefully isn't about limitation, it's about liberation, the freedom to move, to walk, to climb, and to live each day with energy and ease.